Hello everyone. I want to review a Warhammer book I finished about 3 or 4 months ago. It's called Mortis by John Finch. This is going to be like a part one review of it. I'm going to make like a part two and three because of how big the book is. So this video might be around like 10 minutes if I want to. Um, let's get into it. So for part one, it opens up in a symbolic or philosophical meaning between Horus and the Emperor, which I really like. John Finch has some really great and some really bad writing when he's writing for Mortis. I have not read any of his other works. This is my first book reviewing of his work in the Siege of Terra. Um, it can really go over the place with his writing. Sometimes he really tries hard to make some complex writing, but it just gets so fizzled out and out complicate itself, where it just not feel that good of a rating, good of a writing. For example, like the Titan battles. He tries to describe some of the Titan battles, but they're just so overly complex and confusing for most of the part, while like some bits and pieces are more digestible to understand. I was like, okay, maybe this is just a me problem. But when I started reading like other people's reviews, like, yeah, we have the same problem about his like writing and his style and how like he presents it. Um, there are some good bits about it. For example, there's like one Titan, or it's like a smaller Titan, I believe, where it gets in like a small battle with a tank destroyer, an anti-Titan tank destroyer. I can't remember the name of it, but it only hit its cauldron on the left plate, but it just wrecked it. Yeah, like the Titan just wrecked the like tank destroyer. Um, so we also meet another character named Kashido. Well, I just call him Kashido. I don't know how you probably pronounce his name, but I just call him Kashido. Kashido is a very interesting character. I really like him. He is first described like in page like 10, like he's on the front lines on the final defense of Terra during the siege. And I really like this bit where he's like kind of like you kind of like get the atmosphere with the other troopers around him. Um I really like how they like tell him like, hey, put all your gas masks on because they're about to have like a giant charge from the enemy with all the Valkyries and dropships. And I just love the wrecking as like these mutated space marines and demons come in from the dropships to start dropping down and to start slaughtering everyone. And then like Kushida gets saved by one of the Blood Angels, and like I believe they fall back, if I remember right, to like a kill box like fortress. Um which I will cover a bit later, maybe in part two. But for now, there's also another part I really liked is the mountain. I believe you have like a squad of Dark Angels who are coming into like the Himalayan mountains, and they're like looking for an artifact. I don't remember. I just don't think it was an artifact. We're trying to like clear it out from the chaos that was controlling it. If I remember, like if you can tell me in the comments, if I'm wrong or right about that part. But it is like this like battle between a greater demon and that of a Dark Angel Knight. I can't remember the guy's name. Yeah, I don't remember his name right now. Um, It was very interesting because he gives like a little speech before like the fight begins, and there was like a huge battle before it where they just all just dump in and just like wreak havoc with the knights, Dark Angel knights coming in and destroying everything. Um, Let me discuss more of the parts I don't really like, which is like a huge chunk of it. The main Titan battle with Mortis. I did find it interesting that he's slowly like the entire Mortis Titan fleet is coming in slowly creeping onto the Terra walls. But I just feel like they could have done more with the writing of it. Um I feel like there could be more battles between. I just wish they took a bit more less of the um what's the guy's name? Oil Oli or Oil, his name is. I wish they took a lot less of his, like they took, I think they like, I think I just want like a lot less writing for that part and just more battles on the Titans because I think that's what most people want to come to this book when they see the cover. Like, okay, I want Titan battles because Titan battles are kind of rare in Warhammer. Like written, I can't really find that many books about the Titan battles. Like just focus on Titan battles. I think this like I feel like if John Finch just focused a lot more on Titan battles than just having a bunch of side characters like going flip flopping. I do like the part where they have a speech about Perturabo and just talking about his personal views and how he's just gonna leave Terra. Um like how he's gonna leave it and like how he's done and he just flees. Like it kinda explains like why he left and why he wants to go and do what else he wants to do. Like he's kinda done with this crusade with War Master Horus and just wants to do what he wants to. Um okay. So I really just want to cover the oil part. It felt very slow and it just dragged on. Like it just fucking dragged on. Like there were certain parts of the book where I just like quit and I just want to like read something else or watch something else because of how boring it was. The only interesting part was like they're going to an Emperor's Children like garden where they have like a winemaking machine where it, like feeds off your fears and like emotions where it makes like a nectar for them to drink. And they had like a battle with this plant thing, and that's when like one of the characters come in named Latu, I think is how you pronounce it. Like he's very interesting. Like he's an unmarked space marine, and he carries like an artifact bolt pistol. And then you get some other side characters later on in the story. Um, like he like pre-exists from that of like the first founding of the Space Marines. Like he's older than that. Like he's kind of this mysterious character when you like dive into him. Um, what was I gonna say? Later on in the book was like we get this like interrogation with a person into the Black Fortress, not like or some type of prison. Like they're trying to like these inquisitors or some type of inquisitor trying to interrogate this one person to get information out of him. Like he's in actually like I think he's like under the siege of the like Terra. He's like under the like deepest level of Terra. This like kept there was the I can't remember what the camp was called. It was like a prison complex where they have like every single like top level galactic threat down there was like guarded by the custodians. Um, we also get some more views on Rogel Dorn. Rogel Dorn, like during the like siege or like in the kill zone, they're having problems with the Titans coming in, and like they just kind of like, oh, I see a trap, so we have to turn on the power generators because if we keep them on, they're gonna just kind of target the specific part of the wall and just shoot it and cause a mass chain reaction with the plasma. So it's like, okay, we just gotta turn it off. So in the Siege of Terror books, there's always like this cat and mouse like mentality. Like Rododorn is always playing like ping pong with a traitor. It's like, okay, I have to counter this real quick and then that. Like he's always has to keep his feet moving just to keep the wall defended. Like he's trying everything. Like you can really tell he's a stressed out character. Even in the Mortis book, like he's tired. He wants to get this done. He wants to get over. He wants to win this battle in this war. Um, it also explains in the book how they're starting to run out of men and how men are committing suicide and jumping off the wall by some type of sorcery like warp magician stuff that's happening. Like people are like having visions, hallucinations, and like committing self-sabotage on the fort on the wall and also in like the ammunition dumps. Like anything that keeps the war effort running on the planet just like gets destroyed. We also learned that how the traders are also like demolishing parts of the building and using slaves to just wreak havoc, like just clear paths for like more armored convoys to come through, which I can guess under my own words, I guess they would say how he writes it. Um, what was I gonna say? I'm sorry, it's like I have to pause because I'm like rethinking, re-looking through the chapters. Um, oh yeah, let's go back to Kashido, like near the end part of the book. This was like a very like last stand, like he becomes like this commander figure after like he fights a bunch of plague marines as well as some demons, I believe, or some chaos cultists. Like when he's in a fort, like trying to keep everyone else in a stable morale mood, and like how the Blood Angel like sergeant is like keeping everyone like on a foot, make sure like you're doing your job, like hey, do not quit, keep your feet on the floor. I will kill you if you like have any hesitance of retreating. When the Blood Angel dies during like the battle, like he's really fucked up. Like his helmet is destroyed. Um, M- Mortis sorry, not Mortis. Kashido is just like mortified, like oh my god, he's dead, and like Plague is killing all the around his other men, his comrades. Um, and he pretty much just takes the leader role and like tells everyone else, "Hey, stand up, we can do this." And he's like the only few people who actually can stand up to the plague. And like I guess it's the plot armor stuff. I do want to say the last little bit for part two about another character who's like a white scar character, which I really thought was interesting. Like I really liked his character, like his journey. I will say that for part two, maybe like in 2 days or the next day. But thank you for watching.